Okay, welcome everybody to the second article for January 1st. It is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein novel that was first published in 1818. It's an interesting one with a lot of animation, but first of all, just a little bit of history of Mary Shelley and writing Frankenstein. This is a painting of Mary with her fiance, Percy Shelley. And as the story goes, they're with a friend, and it was one night. There was a volcano earlier in the year, and so the nights were pretty weird and dark, and the summer was dark. And so this night was fairly eerie, they say, and they were coming up with ideas, and the idea of what if a body came to life through electricity? So Mary liked that idea, and so went ahead and wrote this novel. And this is the very first edition of the novel here, Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus, that Mary had published. She didn't put her name on it. She posted it anonymously for the first edition. There was 500 editions, 500 copies made, and supposedly mixed reviews. But you know, as most artists, I did find this quote here. This is a quote that she had written in one of the original. They have one of the original copies, and in one of the margins in the book, with her handwriting, she wrote, and here's the quote: "If there ever was to be another edition of this book, I would rewrite the first two chapters. The incidents are tame and ill-arranged. The language sometimes childish. They are unworthy of the rest of the narration." So it's interesting to me that as artists, we're always wishing we could go back and fix what we had done, and it could be a little better. Mary was the same way. So anyways, 4 years later, they, with the story Frankenstein, a play created, and Mary then came forward and said that she was the writer. And from the accounts is that she actually really liked the play, and she really respected the fact that they did not give the monster a name. This was back in 1831 when they came out with another edition with drawings. And here's a close-up here of Frankenstein, what it looked like as far as the monster in the very first edition of the book. And again, that was sold just recently, but it was just under $10,000. The first movie came out in 1910, and this was a poster for it. And this movie was pretty crazy as far as the effects. It was well received, and I just wanted to show you this. This is how Frankenstein is created back in the first movie, 1910. So Dr. Frankenstein closes the cabinet there, and inside they actually shot this in reverse. So they had this man created, and they melted it, but they shot in reverse. So you can see the smoke is actually going the wrong way. But as he looks into it, there it is. There's the creature alive. And I did edit out a little bit here because it went on a little long back in 1910 with the editing. But you'll see the monster's hand comes out here. And his reaction. So that was how Frankenstein was first created back in the first movie there in 1910. Of course, in 1931, this is Boris Karloff. This is the known version of Frankenstein with the actor. And this was hugely popular back then. And there's the movie poster for Frankenstein. So I thought I would just show you now when the monster is revealed to the audience in this version. This is only 34 seconds. So let's take a look at this. Okay, it's pretty creepy when he's just staring at the camera. Like when this guy's dead, and the audience is like, this guy was a dead body, and now put all together, and now he's alive. It probably was freaking people out. And just that stare, that dead stare. That's enough to give you a little bit of nightmares there. So anyways, going forward, so Frankenstein was really popular, and people loved it. It was really successful, and So, of course, he started showing up in animation. And this is Mickey's Gala premiere in 1933, Disney Studios. And this is a short where there's the audience and they're all flipping out. They're so happy. They like what they're seeing. You know, Mickey's on the screen, and they have all these famous actors at the time in the audience. There's one, Laurel and Hardy, and then you'll see Frankenstein with, of course, the Wolfman and Dracula. Now, this is, of course, Buster Keaton. I don't know who this guy is, but I've never seen a mouth open so wide. Watch. Anyways, and then the next little bit, just at the very, in the audience is flipping out, but I did notice a character in the background. Right here. They're all laughing, but I'm looking at this guy here, and that looks an awful lot like the animator, Disney animator, Freddy Moore. And I did look into it, and yeah, he did animate on this. There's Freddy Moore there walking at Disney's in 1933 when this short was done. There's Art Babbitt as well. And when I look at that, yeah, I have a feeling that's got to be him. So anyways, going forward.
Really cool. Okay, next we have 1934 Toyland Premiere. And this is a short with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, but this is just Frankenstein showing up. A couple quick cameos. We have Laurel and Hardy trying to get food off the table, and Frankenstein keeps getting in their way and stopping them. Get out of here. And there it is. So, you know, a couple quick cameos in that cartoon. You know, the next live action movie, The Bride of Frankenstein, you know, the people wanted more. So this is the next movie they went with. Then in this cartoon in 1935, Hollywood Capers, this has Beans the Cat. And this is Beans the Cat's second short that he was sort of starring in. He accidentally triggers the power here, bringing this Frankenstein to life. And now Frankenstein is going after Beans. And here he goes, and Beans runs. And he happens to come across a wind machine, a big fan, big blade on it, turns it on. Frankenstein is going after him, and Bean is pushing the fan. This isn't going to end well. And the gag at the end is Frankenstein gets sucked into this fan and then, you know, ends up landing in this sort of contraption that is just punching himself in his face. So there's that gag there. The next one, Have You Got Any Castles? This is interesting because you got these four sort of monsters, Dr. Jekyll, Fu Manchu, Phantom of the Opera, and Frankenstein all starring. And the setting up was pretty intense here. I mean, come on. All right. There you go. Okay, then going back again, the live action, a lot of movies started coming out pretty quick, one after another. 39, Son of Frankenstein. 42, The Ghost of Frankenstein. Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. The House of Frankenstein. This is a short with Woody Woodpecker in 1961, Frankenstymied. And I don't have any sound on this, but I did find the visual. So I just wanted to show you this really quick. It's just a few seconds. Just the stylize of the animation, the style, very limited, you know, in style. But there's that Frankenstein there in a Woody Woodpecker short. Now, you know, Frankenstein's being real popular. This is now a comedy series on TV that we grew up watching, The Munsters, and this is Fred Gwynne as Herman Munsters. I don't know anybody else that can do a humorous Frankenstein better than Fred Gwynne. This is just the beginning part, just to show Fred's design here. even that laugh, it's like, he's so good. So going forward into the 70s, they came out with some cereal, Count Chocula chocolate cereal, and Frankenberry strawberries. Not the most healthiest cereal, but I remember these commercials on TV, and this is one, and this is the first commercial here where this is the very first commercial for this new product. And I just wanted to point out, this was done by the studio that did the Peanuts, Bill Melendez, and you can see the character walking by at the end here. It's very Charlie Brown-ish.
Frankenberry. Hi. Frankenberry.
And then around 15 years later, they came out with this other commercial. And the animation quality is actually pretty good. It's fully animated. And then the year after this one came out, this commercial.
Oh, Susan. What have you created? They're huge. Monstrously huge marshmallows, strawberry flavored.
Okay. I want to stop just for a moment here. And this is where I want to get into this one section of the podcast where we call animation breakdown. So let's just stop for a couple minutes, and I want to show you this. Okay. Okay, hey everybody. So this is the animation breakdown, which is basically is when I look at some action, performance, whatever the animation clip I'm looking at, and something stands out. I just wanted to see, how did the animator do it as far as the spacing of the drawings, the timing? Do they shoot it on one frame or two frames or more frames? So it's just breaking it down. I explained this more in the second video as well, as like why I'm doing the animation breakdown. But let's go ahead with this first breakdown video. This is has to do with the Frankenberry commercial, the 1988 Frankenberry monster commercial. So what stood out for me is a couple of things as far as one with timing, but one I just wanted to talk about briefly was the performances. Whoever animated this, they did a great job on making him super cute here. So when the girl talks to him, look at his reaction here. I'll turn the volume up so we can hear it. And
oh, Susan. What have you created? They're huge.
Okay, that's just too cute. His reaction of her, he's like, oh yes. look how cute he is right there. He's sort of like, you can't believe it. Those Frankenberry cereal is just amazing. Okay, it's just too cute, and I had to bring that up. It just made me laugh when I see that. And this is acting. Of course, commercials can be over the top. They definitely turned it up for the cute factor here. All right, look at now again, breaking this down. Later on, what they do is he brings this piece of cereal, snaps it towards the camera. And again, I just wanted to break down and look at the timing of when he pulls the bowl from behind his back, snaps it towards the audience at this point here. Right there. It's so fast, but it's also good and it's smooth and it works. And the reason why we can sort of see this really quick action, why it's successful, why it reads, is because the anticipation. You see his arm there, you see that arm, this curve of the arm as he's going from one frame to the next, to the next, to the next. As he's doing that action there, you can see that curve come out, and it's on there. I think it's for 12 frames, and that's long. 12 frames is long enough to see that nice little action, and then he snaps towards the camera. I think there's one in between, only one in between, and then he's smacked right in front of us. So watch the anticipation. Watch. The arm starts moving now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 frames where we're seeing this nice action where the hand is coming out, the bowl is coming out, and then that's the 12th frame there, I think. And then one in between where the arm is arcing downward, the bowl is arcing downward, and then the very next frame is snaps right at the camera. And then, of course, this comes out at us and settles outward.
as it settles out, and I think it's like 7 frames there. So after the 12 frames, we have 1 frame, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, it's around 7 frames, and then it settles back. So that's why that action is reading. It's so fast, like one in between, from behind his back, basically from coming up from behind his back to out there. We got like one in between, and it works so well because again, we have enough frames in that anticipation with that arm slowly moving, and then it snaps out right at us. And then of course it snaps out at us and then it comes towards the camera. So there's the overshoot and then it settles back again. And that's why it has a nice feeling of weight there. Okay. So it looks pretty good. I'm the one thing that's when I got into this, I'm like, okay, some of the reg didn't quite work out because registration, there's the bowl there and there's the cereal and there it is there and there's the cereal there. The bowl is moving, but the bowl is going this way, but those little cereal, they're not moving. They're not moving. And so it's a little not perfect. And then it comes back. So, it's got its little things going on, but all in all, that action of the hand coming from behind the back, snapping towards the camera. I just wanted to point out, like, wow, 1 frame, right? That's pretty well how fast it was. Nice. Okay.
This actually became an animated TV special. It was a feature, 98 minutes long, and it didn't get the best reviews. The reviews were that the English dubbing voice was of overacting was so horrible. You might actually want to watch the Japanese version.
Scared of my own shadow tonight. So you're still around, are you?
Like Frankenstein's voice. I just want to see how this ends. 10 more seconds. Anyways, let's go forward. The Young Frankenstein, of course, is a little bit of history. Live action, Mel Brooks, such a great movie. Let's just watch this one little bit here. The trailer.
Sky means business.
Okay. Anyways, Gene Wilder, so good. This is Bernie Wrightson. He is an illustrator, artist, and he's famously sort of known for the whole Frankenstein version that he did here. Some beautiful stuff. This is one image that is in one of his books. I just love the way his version of Frankenstein. He's so tall. And just the graphic shapes of the face, sort of got this distorted face, but just the size of him and how intimidating he could be. This is from the book, Bernie Wrightson, Look Back. This is one of the illustrations in that book. It's a great book if you're into sort of this fantasy art. This is another one, but just look at the details of this. Now, I was looking at this and going, this did go for auction. I was wondering what the price would be for the original of this Bernie Wrightson. Is from 1980, and I found out that is $168,000 it went for. It's crazy. It's amazing how much value this is for one single illustration of Frankenstein. This was actually the first time he did a Frankenstein. And the joke is, you know, you can tell the illustration's it's a little when he was a little younger as he's searching for designs and stuff. But, you know, the electricity kicks in and it actually, all that's left of Frankenstein is ashes. So that first one didn't quite work out. I just wanted to show this. This is a small little clip of Robert De Niro as Frankenstein. And it's not well received. It's like 42%. But there's Bobby D with as Frankenstein. Some very cool makeup. And I just want to point out or just watch this little brief moment of acting with Robert De Niro here. I find it so subtle and I just really love it.
Have you no friends?
There are some people. But they don't know me.
Okay, I mean, just the whole performance of he's talking, then the thinking, then he ends the sentence in a whisper. It's like it's to me, it's just so nice. I just had to show that. Okay, just ending Frankenstein with Ito's book here, Frankenstein. My son showed me this one, and I was reading it. And it's really well done and really creepy. And this is his version of Frankenstein as well. That he's huge at the door frame, and if you have a chance to read, this book, this version of Frankenstein, I recommend it. Yeah, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Some beautiful stuff, and again, I guess pretty disturbing. So, okay, one last thought with Mary Shelley and the Frankenstein novel is I just think back when they were in that room. It was late at night, and they're coming up with a cool idea. They would have no clue as far as the effect they made for the culture of cinema and writing and characters and illustration and comics, and all from that one idea. That's what's really cool about the art. So what is the next character that's going to come up? What's the next story that someone's going to create? It's always ongoing.